Her call came at exactly to 17 a.m., slicing through the stillness like a hairline fracture through glass, sharp, sudden, irreversible. The phone lit up beside my bed, its glow cold and indifferent, as if it, too, had no idea why she was calling. After all this time, her voice, when I answered, didn't carry the slur of whine or the tremble of tears. It was clear, measured, each word carefully placed like a stone in a mosaic she hoped might resemble something. Whole again. Hello, she whispered, like nothing had changed, as though weeks hadn't passed in silence, as though I hadn't quietly erased her from the life we were building wordlessly, deliberately, without goodbye or closure, as if she didn't remember the last time we spoke. When her eyes dimmed in that unmistakable way, like the final flicker of a dying flame. She never knew I caught that look. She always believed she was 2 steps ahead, weaving her little deceptions, thinking I was blind to the fraying edges of her truth. I wasn't. I let the silence stretch between us long, unyielding. Heavy, she rushed to fill it, the way guilty people do when they mistake quiet for consent. I've been thinking about what we had, she said gently, her voice soft but intentional. I stared at the glow of the screen in the dark, thumb hovering over the mute button. Outside, the rain was whispering against the windows, steady and low, like the sound of unresolved emotion humming beneath my skin. I know you called off the wedding, she said. Her voice dipped lower, like saying the words aloud made them real for the first time. What she didn't know was that I had unraveled the truth long before she ever picked up the phone. The lies she thought she had buried were laid bare quietly, methodically until they became undeniable. I said nothing. Let her interpret my silence however she wanted. She mistook it for softness, for some remaining sliver of affection. She thought it meant I still cared. 3 months before the wedding, she had told me she needed space. Not from me, she was quick to clarify, but from the pressure. Her therapist had apparently recommended a retreat, a place to breathe before forever. I agreed, like I always did when her voice wrapped itself in tenderness, her words sugar-coated, in sincerity. But the night before she left, I saw it. Just a flicker, a single message that lit up her phone screen and vanished just as quickly. Can't wait to wrap my arms around you. I've missed you. No name, just an initial. But I didn't need a name. I already knew. I didn't confront her. Doubt doesn't crash into you like a wave it seeps. It slides beneath your skin, settles in your bones, and makes itself at home. She smiled as she rolled her suitcase toward the door, but her grip on the handle was too tight. Her knuckles were white. Guilt has a way of showing itself in the body before it ever makes it to the lips. 2 days later, she posted a photo from a sunlit coast. The caption read, "Finding Solitude's Peace," but it was the photo that told the real story. 2 wine glasses, one half full and barely visible in the corner. Enough to raise suspicion. Enough to start digging. I never told her I began looking. A friend here, a contact there. Quiet favors, discreet exchanges. The photo was traced to a luxury resort in Santorini. The guest registry landed in my hands 2 days later. His name was Connor. I remembered him, her old flame, the one she once said she wasn't ready for. It seemed now she was. I followed the trail, flights, hotel bookings, receipts. He had arrived 2 days before her, left 1 day after. They shared a suite. The evidence was overwhelming. So I did nothing, not yet. I waited. She came home glowing, skin sun-kissed, hair a few shades lighter, shoulders unburdened. She kissed me like she was trying to press her guilt into me, to smother the truth beneath affection. I let her. I smiled. I played my part. I picked up her wedding dress, complimented her tan, nodded at her stories. But underneath every smile, I was crafting something colder than anger, a weapon made of silence. Then she slipped. A voicemail, likely meant for him, landed on my phone. His voice was smooth, amused, dripping with arrogance. Still think he's in the dark. That was the final thread. 2 weeks before the wedding, I left an envelope on the kitchen counter. Inside, neatly organized, the photos, the receipts, the travel documents, the transcribed voicemail. No handwritten note, no cinematic goodbye, just truth, stacked and waiting. She came home humming, carefree. Then she saw it. I watched from down the hall as her reflection stilled in the mirror. She opened the envelope, Her knees didn't buckle, they folded, slowly, as if her body was finally giving in to what her heart had been running from. One word slipped from her lips. No, not a plea, not regret, just disbelief. As if the truth had somehow betrayed her, I stepped into the room. She turned, disoriented, eyes wide and searching like a woman adrift in a world no longer hers. Why? I asked. Her lips parted. Nothing came out. I picked up my keys and left. 3 days later, I canceled the venue. I didn't explain anything. To her family, her mother called. Her sister texted. I ignored them. They hadn't cheated, but they hadn't protected me either. She came by once days later, knocked on the door like a stranger asking for shelter. I didn't answer. Then came the email, long, winding, filled with tangled excuses and misplaced fears. She claimed she did it to protect us, that it was a moment of confusion, a lapse. I replied with one sentence, "You made your choice." So did I. Then I blocked her. I wasn't angry. I wasn't broken. I didn't scream. She had already scorched everything to ash. What I left behind wasn't rage, it was silence. Final, complete. Weeks passed, life resumed its rhythm without her. And then, on that rain-soaked night, her voice returned, fragile now, faltering. Maybe she thought my silence meant I had forgotten. But I hadn't. I had simply moved forward in a way she never learned how to. "I'm sorry," she whispered. And I believed her. But some apologies are too late. They don't undo the damage. They don't rebuild the trust. They just highlight the moment it all fell apart. "I miss you," she said, almost breathless. I let the words hang in the air, delicate and weightless, a ghost between us. Then I spoke, calm and sure. "I don't," and I hung up. No anger, just clarity. She chose her past. I gave her back the future.